A man of blood. I saw a man cut himself yesterday. He tore his flesh and made his blood flow, then showed it to the world, to you and me. He tore his flesh with sharp metal spikes, drove nails through his hands, pinned himself to a door. Blood stained the wood and dripped onto the floor. He had placed upon his head a wreath of thorns. He saw me watching and said, "Why are you looking at me like that?" I asked him why he did what he had done. He said, "Take my blood and catch it in that cup." I filled the cup with his blood. He said, "Now you have it. Drink it all up." I raised the cup to my lips, bowed my head and took a sip. He said, "You will see me now for what I am." I saw a child abandoned by his parents, a father and a mother, gone their separate ways, left him to wander the streets, to fend for himself in the darkness of this world. I heard this man speaking some words to enlighten someone, but someone never heard. I saw him walk alone in a desolate place. I drank his blood from that cup, and I even saw his face. I saw him cut himself, and supposed he thought he received all he deserved for being a child lost and alone in a vicious world that no one loved or cared about. I took his blood and shared it out. I saw the anger etched deep in his mind, that he had been put here to find something that he had left behind. But the harder he tried to find a purpose in his life, the more the blood ran out of his eyes. He said to me, "Drink my blood and you will see how lost my soul is. I don't know where I am or what I am supposed to do." All the while his blood flowed over my shoes. He drew me into that cup full of blood until I was part of the pain he felt. My fingernails gouged those blood-filled welts until he said, "I want to be freed of this pain that tortures my soul." His scream filled my mind. He said, "I don't know what I am trying to find, pinned to this door of wood, covered up in my own blood." I said, "Perhaps it was your father who put you up to this." He said, "I don't even know who my father is." He beat his body with iron-tipped spikes and opened his veins so he could explain how he came to this state of mind. And he said to me, "From my father came this Judas kiss." This bleeding man absorbed all the pain in this world, soaked it up from each boy and girl who saw in him the liberation from all their pain that they gave to him. I saw this man cut himself, this man who tore his flesh and showed it to the world, this man who said, "I do this for those who understand, for those not brave enough to do it for themselves. I do this for all of you, so you can drink my blood from this cup of truth, so that you will know this pain I feel, so that you will know this pain is real." I saw this man cut himself and tear his flesh, who gave his blood to you and me, that we might know the pain he felt, that we might follow him in the salvation of ourselves. And those who followed him took their knives and tore their flesh, and entered into fellowship with him, and set sail upon the sea of blood, that I drink from this cup of truth. I saw this man pinned by himself to a piece of wood, looked deep into his eyes as I drank his blood, with all his children by his side. I wondered if his father was satisfied. I knew he had done all of this for the father he loved, cut himself and covered himself in blood. I know this because just before he died, he raised his head and looked at the sky and said, "Father, why did you abandon me?" And is all of this justified? I saw a man cut himself yesterday. He tore his flesh and made his blood flow. He gave me a cup filled with his blood, and he said, "One day you will do the same as I do, and cut your flesh to make yourself free, to make your escape from the darkness of this world." Then they took this blood-stained body down, placed it in a grave, covered it with stone, so it couldn't get out. But he said to me that he would come again to talk to me, but I have not yet heard from him. But everywhere I look, people are cutting themselves up, just like he did. Jesus Christ. The end.